Well, I thought I'd just pop my head round the door because it's been a very, very strange day so far. I mean, it's been a great day, but it's been a very strange day. After I had my shower this morning, my windows were open. It was getting lovely fresh breeze into the room. It was lovely. And all of a sudden, boom, there was this massive crash outside. Huge, huge crash. And it was just like, well, it's almost like the road shook and my house shook. And I went downstairs to see what was going on, and this woman, this poor woman, who was a really sweet woman, had driven practically a brand new car straight into a parked car. And that parked car had then jolted forward into the back of another parked car. All of them, apart from the car that she crashed into, very expensive, top-of-the-range cars, and new. The poor car that got crashed into, the first one, the one with all the major damage, it's pretty much concertinaed all the way along the left-hand side and is undrivable, is just a wreck. And both the woman who crashed into the car and the other woman who had the other nice car were really lovely people. And there was the woman who had the other crashed into car had this app or something on her phone, and her alarm, her car alarm obviously went off. So she was working, she was a podiatrist in the village, and she came dashing round to see what was going on, and she managed to turn her car alarm off, but she had to go back to work. But I invited them both into my house, sat them down. The woman that had the accident was in real shock, and she said that she just felt really faint and had a kind of dizzy spell as she was driving around the corner. And I just thought, goodness me, thank goodness there weren't any people crossing the road or anything, because people whiz around my corner from the main road, and I swear that I just knew there was going to be, well, one day there's going to be a really bad accident. Thankfully this didn't involve actual people on the road or anybody else in another car, but it was just really bad. Anyway, helped them out, gave her, I didn't give her, I offered her a cup of tea with sugar or whatever she wanted, coffee, and she didn't want anything. She looked really shaky and she was very wiped out. Both very civil, both really lovely people, both sorted it out with their insurance companies. It was all good. But she put a note on the car outside, which is really trashed. And I'm dreading that, because it's a sort of like a van or something that, like someone who does, I don't know, like a plumber or electrician or something. And I'm really dreading the fallback from that, because that poor person is going to come back to their car or their little van and it's just absolutely trashed. So that's not a very nice way for them to end their day. Anyway, then I had got my decorator here, because he arrived in the middle of all of that early this morning. That's why I was up early. And then we ran out of paint, so I had to go and get some more paint, because I'm painting my study this gorgeous rhubarb colour as we speak. Well, I'm not doing it, he's doing it. Ran out of paint, so I went driving off down the motorway, and the bottom of my car sort of started to hang off, and I thought I had a puncture, and I thought, what is it with cars? I thought I had a puncture, managed to get off the road and realised that actually it's the bottom of the kind of casing of my car that's hanging down, scraping along the road, making the most horrendous sound. And it was just like, oh, please. Anyway, managed to get the paint, and now I'm home again. So I just thought I'd pop in to say it's just been a really strange day. And I woke up in a very good mood this morning, and I still am. But it's been a weird one. Good news is my study looks amazing. I'm really, really happy with it so far. Bad news is I've got to do something about the bit that's hanging off my car, and I've got a lot to do tomorrow. You need my car tomorrow, so I'm going to have to sort that out at some point, which is a bit of a bummer really, but there we go. Such is life. It could be a lot worse. I could have had my car crashed into. So those poor people, honestly. So yes, anyway, I just wanted to say I'm going to be doing a live event later on today in a couple of hours. I think at about 7:30 UK time, British summer time, which is about 2:30 New York Eastern Seaboard time or whatever. And it's going to be about books and films. So I thought we'd just have a nice casual chat about that. And if you'd like to join me, that'd be amazing. And I just want to say, I'm only going to say this probably about less than half a dozen times throughout the whole of the rest of today. but it's a voting day here in the UK. So I would encourage those of you who are in the UK to vote. I don't mind who you vote for. I'm not interested. It's a private matter, but I'm not going to mention that again. And especially women. Come on, we had, the suffragettes who pretty much died, killed, threw themselves in front of buses and things for us to vote. So I think it's our absolute duty to vote, if not just for them. And then the other thing is, I might mention that again later on this evening, but go and vote if you haven't voted yet. But we're not going to have a political discussion about it. I'm going to leave it at that. And yes, so lots and lots of love to everybody, and I really do look forward to seeing you later. So do please join us. I think we're going to talk about the life of Pi, because I thought that had quite interesting sort of different threads to the story, and also I thought the film was amazing and very magical, and I remember good memories watching that with the kids and stuff. And I think we're also going to talk about The Great Gatsby. I'll do a little bit of reading from both those books because, well, there were two films, aren't there? The Great Gatsby, and the book is just superb, one of my all-time faves. And then the other one we could do, I chose The Kite Runner because I loved the book. I read it on holiday and I can just remember sobbing when I was sitting by the side of the pool years and years ago. And the main character in it is Amir, and that's my ex-husband's name. And it just kind of reminded me of perhaps the stuff that he'd been through in Iran. So it was sort of, it kind of brought all of that into a much more sort of clarity. But I also think that Hosseini is a really amazing author, Khalid Hosseini, and I think it's a really good book, really great story made into an excellent film. So basically that's about it really. So I thought we might do that. Oh, but there is one in there. There's one wild card in there, because after lockdown, I used to go to the cinema all the time, every week, with my best friend Pandora, who some of you will know died sadly in 2019. And the first film, I think, that I went to see at the cinema on my own after lockdown, because we used to go together, so that would have been 2021, was Mothering Sunday. And I think that book's by Graham Swift, and it's only a little book, but I thought the film was gorgeous and the story was lovely, and I thought it was a brilliant little film, and it was just so nice to escape out of the sort of confines of our homes and go back to a sort of lovely comfy cinema and be with people again. And that for me has sort of sticks in my mind really. So anyway, I'll see you later. We'll do the live event. Perhaps I'll dip in and out of some of those and read a little bit of those, and we can have little chats about what we think about how they were made into movies, or whether or not you went and bought the book because of the movie, because you were so enamoured with the movie. I hadn't read Mothering Sunday until I saw the movie, and I loved the film, so I went and bought the book, and I could just replay the whole film in my head as I was reading the book. It was just really well adapted. Anyway, let's have a look at some of your comments here. No, sorry, you can't get a DM from me, I'm afraid, Shradak. Thanks, Lynette. Thanks. I know that things are pretty rubbish and at the moment out there, and it's nice, isn't it, to escape into a bit of art and poetry and beauty with the garden and everything. So what else can I say? See here, people saying hello, hi. Oh, you love my voice. That's very nice of you, Lily. Thank you. I have a bit of a thing about voices as well. I like people who have nice voices too. So I'm with you on that one, but thank you for complimenting my voice. Perhaps it's just I've got a British accent, and that's quite sexy, I suppose, if you're not British. Anyway, I will go now before I get myself into trouble, and let's have a lovely get together a bit later on, and we will do our live event at 7:30 British Summer Time. So have a lovely rest of the afternoon. I am not going to go anywhere in my car today. I hope that nobody else is going to crash into anybody's cars and anything like this. Please take extra care, stay safe on the roads. And I'm really not looking forward to that person coming back across the road from where I live to a bashed up car. So that's not going to be much fun for them. So yeah, my heart goes out to them, and I hope it's not all too serious and horrendous for them. Anyway, lots of love, everybody, and I'll see you later. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Bye.